So, as I'm driving down the road, your mind wanders. Hot breakfast here, the Best Western, the Holiday Inn, the Super 8, hot breakfast. It's one of the key things that's advertised. I mean, someday there's going to be the complimentary dinner, the hot complimentary dinner. But of course I thought, oh, this is just a fantasy years down the road. But I start to hear whispers of places that might start to offer this, or might currently be offering this. And so one of these is somewhat, for me, ambiguous, but there seems to be at least one in most of the major cities after, I guess, I got into Arizona or something. And they're called the Drury Inn, which looks like Drury. So I'm driving towards Lafayette, Louisiana, and I know there's a Drury Inn there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to get the dinner. So I'm heading towards Lafayette. I'm aware that there's a time frame. I get there, I park in the parking lot, I go in, I kind of wander around, I go out the elevator, that sort of stuff, and yeah, there's this full dinner offered with salad and baked potato and chicken tenders. So I indulge, and the girls that were serving it were super nice and were giving me advice about Lafayette, and it was like, to tell you the truth, it was one of the first times I ever really felt bad about taking something. And here's a bit of fucked up logic for you. Is I kind of feel bad, and how do I remedy this? I decide, I'll hit the Drury for breakfast. It was almost as though the next morning I was tempting fate by going again. But in the end, the Drurys are so accessible. Also, this particular one had the option to pay for it. So worst came to worst, you could say, oh no, I meant to pay for it the whole way along. So I've picked up this free evening beverages card off a table. And as you can see, Saturday was used. Today's Sunday. They have the departure date, and it had a 14 on it. But I've been able to erase the 4. And I'm going to change that into a 5, covering up as much as possible. And so there we've got a nice beverages card, and so I will see if I can get myself, maybe, considering I'm in New Orleans, I could get myself a Sazerac. But we'll see. So yeah, that's gonna be an attempt for tonight. Could I get a Scotch neat? Thank you very much.
Beam's favorite drink.
Pardon?
Beam's favorite drink. Good company.
Oh yeah? So the Drury Inn was the first complimentary. Thank you. And I think that it's an interesting case study. The fact that their motto is where extras don't cost extra. So that makes tons of sense, and it's perfect for me, because if I pay $0, then plus the extras don't cost extra, so plus $0 equals $0. But I think that this is one of the interesting things about the complimentary dinner. As you're driving down the highway, you never see a sign saying complimentary dinner. They say it in this way that is very vague. So I don't think many people realize that there is the complimentary dinner option. And these places do cost a lot more. I'm pretty sure they're like $200 or $240 or something. But they completely undersell themselves, because like at the Drury, extras that don't cost extra. If I had just read that, I'd assume, oh, they're talking about your laundry or some shit like that, so. And then when you read the descriptions of places like the Residence Inn or the Embassy, suites, or the Homewood suites, or the Staybridge suites, which is interesting because these are all kind of like extended stay hotels, which also have kitchens, which is an interesting side note. They just say free cocktail appetizer hour, light appetizers. And they're saying light appetizers at the Homewood Suites that has a full rice dinner with chicken stew on top of it, or the Residence Inn that you're having full burgers and you can get as many burgers as you want. So that's why I wonder about the profit margin of the dinner, especially when I was talking to one of the servers at the Staybridge Suites, and he says that they go through about 14 bottles of each wine, and that's like a liter and a half of each wine a night. So in terms of accounting for the cost, it's interesting they are not really advertising their dinner or appetizer offering, and when they do, it's in very, very vague terms. Seeing the importance of the breakfast, where that is one of the key things that is both reviewed by customers as well as advertised on billboards. It's like the breakfast is what they emphasize. So from the perspective of the Complimentary Breakfast Club, the day that these places start to publicize their offering, and when other people start following suit, I will truly be walking away with my fist in the air. And you know, if any of those hotels see this, then I hope they remember me and you know, give me some sort of cut on advertising their wonderful dinner service and the free alcohol, which I'm really surprised by the fact that in some of these places you can seemingly pour it yourself. What are you drinking there? Beer? Yeah. Free beer? Free wine. Wonderful. So, you know, pouring alcohol yourself takes maturity, and you know, after all, this is a coming of age story, just like the Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about that.